Nurse Sue here, and welcome to my kitchen. Today I want to talk about air fryer tips, tricks, and some pretty simple recipes that you can be doing in yours. What I'm finding out talking to people is maybe you bought an air fryer a while ago, but maybe you used it first because it was exciting, it was new, it was different, but then all of a sudden you kind of forget or you just don't know anything new to do with it. Or you bought the air fryer and you use it, but maybe not as much as you could. So I'm going to share some ideas, just some quick recipes and things that you can do with your air fryer. So when I got my air fryer, game changer. I hardly ever use my stove or my oven unless I'm doing a lot of baking or a lot of cooking. I just use my air fryer almost every single day. So I'm going to show you some of the things you can do in it and how quick and easy it is, okay? So this is the spread of food that I've been working on. I'm going to show you how to do the roasted asparagus, roasted beets. I have some Brussels sprouts in front of us there. I have some fish and chicken wings. So I've been working on those foods. Very easy to put together, very much healthier because we're not cooking it in all of the grease and stuff, but so much quicker. So your air fryer is either a tray air fryer, like this one is, or it's the basket one. Same concept, okay? They're going to work just about the same. Now the tray one, I like to use these sheets that you can get on Amazon. You can get parchment paper ones that you would just throw away. It just makes the cleanup easier instead of cleaning the wired part of these all the time. These are just like a nylon or something. I just throw them in the dishwasher and they clean right up. You don't have to have those. You can certainly just use the rack, but I just want you to see what I have to work with. You'll want to make sure that you get the perforated ones because the air fryer, it needs to be able to circulate the heat. So you want to make sure you have the holes in those if you're going to use them, okay? I'm going to put that there right now. So I have a rack or a tray style air fryer. So the bottom part has this little catch tray. So if you're doing something like burgers and they're dripping some grease down, or like the chicken wings drip some grease, or if you do bacon, this is going to catch your grease so that you don't make a big mess in the bottom of your air fryer. Now, if you don't even want to do much cleanup for this one, just put a couple pieces of bread down here. Some of the old bread maybe that you have that's going bad or getting a little stale, put that on the bottom. Put that in the bottom of your air fryer. All that grease drips right down into the bread, and you just throw that bread away. It makes for easier cleanup, okay? So here's some other things and what I made. So you see the asparagus? All I did with my asparagus is take your asparagus, cut off the ends. I brushed them with just a little bit of olive oil, put them on the tray. I put them in the air fryer for about 10 minutes, again, give or take. I have kind of the thicker asparagus, so it took a little bit longer. So it took about the 10 minutes. If it's the skinnier ones, they will not take 10 minutes. Now, one thing to keep in mind with vegetables is canned vegetables are the worst. The cans are full of sodium, and they have to have that sodium in order to preserve what's in it. So canned vegetables are the worst vegetables you could have. Frozen vegetables would be your next option. They're a little bit better than canned, but still not perfect. We really want to do fresh vegetables whenever possible. So I love living in Florida. I love to go to my farmers markets and be able to pick these things up nice and fresh. So I'm going to show you how to make the fresh vegetables and get all that extra flavor from them. So that was asparagus. Another thing that I do is I'll get beets like this, and you can get them in the grocery store, but you can also, again, the farmer's market. All I do to these is I wash them really good. I cut the ends off. I don't even peel them. A lot of times, most of the nutrients on your potatoes and your carrots and beets, your nutrients are in that peeling. So if you peel them, you've lost a lot of the nutrition. So I cut the ends off of the beets, wash them really good, and then I just chunk them up into little diced pieces. Mine are a little bit bigger today. I was just kind of cutting away. So you can make them as small or as large as you want to, but I just dice them up. Again, toss them with just a little bit of olive oil, some salt and pepper into the air fryer. About 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how big your chunks are. And you have roasted beets. And I will tell you, I have looked at so many recipes and tried beets a lot of different ways. This is the best way to do it because you get the natural sweetness from the beet, so you get so much flavor from them. A lot of times with boiling and steaming, you lose a lot of the nutrients into the water and in the steam. So this way you're getting everything. All the nutrition is right there. And beets are really good for you. They're heart healthy, they're great for your joints, all that kind of stuff. So the best way to do it, you're getting all your nutrients if you're roasting them, but you get that natural sweetness that comes with them. So the third vegetable that I have today that I'm showing you are Brussels sprouts. So I buy my Brussels sprouts and I washed them off. I cut the ends off, I cut them in half, and then I just have these soaking in water. So you're going to soak them in water for about 10 minutes. That kind of gets the, makes them a little bit more tender. Put them in the air fryer. Again, you don't want to stack them, so you just want to do single layer if you can. So I just put them on the tray. So I got my Brussels sprouts, hit them with just a little bit of olive oil, and then salt, pepper on the tray, into the air fryer they go. When the Brussels sprouts come out, they look amazing, don't they? Oh, love them. What I'll do at that point is I take a little bit of honey, and I don't measure, sorry, but just a little bit of honey. And then I'll put in a squirt of sriracha. Heat this up in the microwave for just a few seconds, and then I pour that over top of those warm Brussels sprouts and mix that all up. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. That little sweet and spicy on those, it just gives you the different flavor. If you just don't want plain, a little bit of honey. If you're diabetic, honey is one of the it's one of the sugars that's a little better for you, but you're not doing a lot. But it does give them that little sweet, spicy taste that I just love. So that's asparagus, you've got your Brussels sprouts, you have your beets, lots of fresh things. You can do potatoes. So I will cut my potatoes. You can make them like a JoJo potato or French fries. Again, a little bit of olive oil, put them in the air fryer. They are really good French fries and they taste like potatoes. Oh, there's a concept. So any kind of vegetables, just experiment a little bit, okay? So the next thing I want to show you is fish. So we eat a lot of fish here. Okay, so when we're talking proteins, old cardiology nurse here, you guys, when you're talking about protein, people are always talking about red meat, and they always associate beef for red meat, but that's really not the case. Think legs. Plants don't have any legs, so plant-based protein is the best protein out there. The next best protein is going to be your fish, okay? No bass or catfish is walking around with feet, so we like that. So then your seafood. So after your seafood, the next best is your two-legged animals, chicken and turkey, okay? And then your, what everyone knows as red meat, is really your four-legged animals. So that's beef, pork, and lamb. You should only have that 2 to 3 days a week. So that's not a lot when you think breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you're having 21 meals a week, approximately. Only about 2 to 3 of those should involve a four-legged animal. So we eat a lot of fish in this house. So this could be catfish, could be bass, I'm not really sure. It was in the freezer, pulled it out. Sometimes I use cod, sometimes salmon, sometimes tilapia, whatever, doesn't matter, I love fish. But because we caught this fish, it can tend to be like a little gamier, maybe a little more kind of a strong fishy taste. So I soak it in milk. So if you soak this in milk for about 15 to 20 minutes, that's going to take out some of that gamey, super fishy taste, okay? And then I'm just going to put it here on some paper towels. And I'm going to then put them over here on my rack. And then all I do for fish is I like to take some dill. So I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of dill on there. Again, if you met me, you know there's garlic involved here. So I'm going to do a little dill and a little garlic. I don't always salt. You try to kind of watch the sodium. Now I could put another piece on here if I wanted. I could just squish those together a little bit more, and I probably will in a minute. I'm going to put that in there for about 8 minutes. And then I like to flip it over because it does make it just a little more like I'm going to have a fried fish sandwich type thing, okay? So the green on there is all my dill. Now I love this kind of fish when I'm making a sandwich, okay? So that is perfect for on a sandwich. I just toast up that bun and put that fish on there, yum. But you could also do like an egg and milk wash, dip your fish in that, and then put it in some breadcrumbs. And again, go ahead and put it into the air fryer. It's okay, you're still not putting it in a vat of grease and frying it, so it's still a really great option. And then the last thing I'm going to show you really quick is chicken wings. Love myself some fried chicken. I am all about fried chicken. So I'm going to show you wings, but I actually do the same thing with thighs and legs. It doesn't matter. You can do it with whatever. So in here I just happen to have some chicken wings, and I am going to put a teaspoon approximately of baking powder, and then I'm going to do a half teaspoon of salt, and then again, it's me, so there's garlic involved. I'm going to sprinkle some garlic, and I was just kind of hungry for some smoked paprika on mine. You can change this up. Do whatever you want with it. Make these wings yours. So I'm going to put those on the wings. Now I'm going to let that set for 5 or 10 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my tongs that had the raw chicken on them, that would be those, and I'm just going to spin them around. After 5 or 10 minutes, just give them a couple of quick flips in there, and then all of that stuff will coat it. The baking powder, the salt, the spices, it'll all get nice and coated on there. Put it in the air fryer on the tray. It takes about 30 minutes, and this amazingness is what comes out of it. I love to do this, and like I said, I usually do the thighs and things because I love chicken thighs. But you can use whatever you want. Wings are great, the drumsticks, whatever you like. So it's really quick and easy to use. Now, some other things to do with your air fryer. Heating up your leftovers. Oh my goodness, I don't use my microwave as often anymore. I'll put it on the tray and put it in there, and it tastes fresher. It doesn't get soggy, especially pizza. You got to put your pizza in there. Let's say you are having frozen vegetables. Thaw them out first, and then go ahead and put them in there. You can put like a baking dish on top of there. So you could go ahead and do that. Corn on the cob. Brush some olive oil on that corn on the cob, 10 minutes in there, and you are all set to go. You can do crispy bacon. You can do hard-boiled eggs. The easy to peel hard-boiled eggs, you know what I'm talking about? Not the ones that you tear up the egg peeling them. So you put 5 or 6 into the air fryer, you turn it down to 250 degrees, and it takes about 16 minutes, and you will have the best eggs coming out of there, and they'll peel really easy too. Casseroles, desserts, your leftovers, if you want to toast nuts for in your granola or something, you can do all those different things with your air fryer. So I hope this was really helpful today. And if you have questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I will be happy to give you some more ideas, recipes, and tips and things that you can do with your air fryer. Reach out to me, let me know. But thank you for stopping by today, and I hope you found this helpful.